Hi folks, and welcome to Reread, where I am rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order, something no one should ever do unless you've read it all before. Anyway, we're talking about the Knights of the Old Republic series, and now I'm going to go over the next 12 issues, okay, issues 7 through 12. There's basically two little story arcs here. The first one is, of course, we've got to talk about the Mandalorians, right? Mandalorians are the big bad guy. There's a Jedi Mando war going on right now, and it starts off where this base gets a distress call saying, hey, Mandalorians are invading right now, you need to leave now. And so they all leave the planet really quick, because the planet, it looks like they're under attack by the Mandalorians. And as they all leave, it's basically just Griff, Zane, and his crew just hoodwinking them, pretending that the Mandos were invading, but not really. And they just wanted to pirate the whole place. Well, of course, Jariel, she gets to be a Jedi, and so she says, hey, this lightsaber is pretty cool. Can I swing it around here? He's like, yeah, you can play with it, but just give it back when you're done. I'll let you play with it. She's like, whee! And that's fun. Who doesn't want to do that, right? If lightsabers were real and you weren't a Jedi, you'd be wanting to swing that lightsaber around and have fun with, like, cut up a bunch of trees or something with it. I know I would. So I was like, you know what? It's playful. It doesn't seem goofy on the surface because I can see real people doing this. John Jackson Miller put a sense of realism in here, like the humor just flows naturally. Griff is still hilarious as all get out, as opposed to Zane, who's, he's your, I guess, main protagonist, in this one. Even though it seems like an ensemble cast, Camper is hilarious. He's got this, and they mentioned this in the last series too, but Camper is, every once in a while when he's not, babbling to himself, he's talking about how Griff stiffed him on a bill a long time ago. And Griff says, will you let that go? I just forgot to pay. Now, of course, he didn't forget to pay, but it's just funny that they keep bringing that up throughout the series here. And, while they're basically just pillaging the place, the Mandalorians come. I mean, they really attack. And Griff's like, this, of all the things we could have done, it's our bad luck. And so Jariel, because she's in a Jedi outfit, she gets mistaken for a Jedi, captured. They have to go on a rescue mission to save her because they bring her to Demigal, who is a Mandalorian evil scientist he's experimenting on Jedi to find out about all their powers, limitations, and who knows what else. All right, he keeps a journal too that you should read way later. But in this one, it shows him, he's the evil kind of evil scientist, Mando scientist, and he's torturing these Jedi. We see Squint again, who we saw in issue 0. He's going to become a bigger part later on in the series, but he's kind of like your generic, heroic hero. It looks like he would be the hero over Zane. Zane would be a sidekick compared to him because he's the Jedi who's noble, brave, he's strong and everything, and he's a leader, a genuine leader. I will mention at the end of this, when they break them out, they eventually break them all out with the help of another Mandalorian. But at the end of that series, the Squint actually puts on the environmental suit and says, thanks, this works great. And you're thinking, wait, is he going to be the Sith Lord? Is he going to be the one that we're warned about? Because now he's wearing the suit. And see, that's the thing. It also goes back and explains who Lucian Gray, the Jedi, is, and why his sect of, or his team of Jedi, all seers, how they came about. It talks about going backwards. His mother was a seer. She got a bunch of seers. She didn't foresee Exar Kun and thought this was terrible. We can't have this happen again. So it's training seers to find out who is going to turn against the Jedi, who's going to betray the Jedi, resurrect the Sith, and wreak havoc in the galaxy. We should never let this happen again. And so she's instilled this paranoia into the Jedi and to her own son. And it all makes sense now that when they see a vision of someone wearing the same environmental suits as their Padawans, like, we got to kill them all. We can't take any chances, because they were raised that way. And now things from the first 6 issues that maybe we're thinking, I don't know if Jedi would just like automatically decide, yeah, the number one option is kill people. But then you see kind of how, a little bit of peek behind how Lucian and the other Jedi were raised. You're thinking, okay, now it makes more sense. Now I understand. So there's even another layer to the Zane character, the Padawan murder mystery in these next few issues. I think it's like 4 issues long, this story arc is. Of course, they're going to rescue everyone. There's a rescue party sent and they get away scot-free at the end. But there is also a little 2-part series, issues 11 and 12, which is where they, again, are different in costumes. Jeriel and Camper are going to the banking clan, pretend to be someone else to get their credits out of their account, Griff's credits, I believe. And so as they're trying to swindle this banker, something happens, and these 2 Ithorians, who are basically thugs or bounty hunters, they bust in and they capture not the wanted criminals, Camper and Jeriel. He captures the banker. And so Zane tries to save the day because he thinks they're going after some of his friends. And when it finds out it's the banker, he still chases after the banker. By the way, there is some hilarity in that chase scene too, which is really funny as well. But when he finally gets to him, the Ithorian knocks him down. Of course, Zane is a bumbling idiot. And as he's running away, he goes, "You?" And then, the banker's like, "You?" And Zane goes, "Hi, Dad." It's his dad. You're like, what a crazy world. How would this happen? And you're thinking, man, and Zane's like, of all the coincidences in the galaxy, and that's what you'd be thinking too, like, how's he going to find his dad? How did he not know his dad was there? His dad had been transferred there so that he could be kidnapped by the Jedi and held for bait from Zane to get Zane to come back. And it's just a 2-issue story where the Ithorians aren't very smart, so Griff, there's another funny scene. He meets one of them in a bar and just and there's a lot of witty dialogue there and a lot of jokes, but he convinces the Ithorian to betray her partner and say, hey, I got the real Zane character here on the planet. Isn't this a wild coincidence? Let's do this. Let's both make some money here. And he's faking it the whole way. Griff is not going to betray Zane. They come back, of course, they rescue his father. He tells his father and his family know that Zane did not kill the Padawans because they know Zane. And that gives Zane a little bit of confidence, and a little bit of peace knowing that his family doesn't believe any of the rumors or the news out there. And so he asked his father to accept a transfer. He's got a cush job in a great planet, making lots of money. He went, would you consider a transfer somewhere else? And so where his father ends up transferring is the Jedi Temple, or one of the Jedi Temples, where some of the Jedi Masters that Zane trusts are there. And he's basically just running their finances and account. And it's a low-paying job, almost charity job. And the Jedi Master's like, we're really happy to have you. It's kind of different from, I know it's different from your other job you had, but it doesn't pay much, but, we do have finances, we do need help. And the dad's like, yeah, well, I'm happy to be here. And, so now Zane knows that his family is safe. They're not going to be kidnapped in front of the Jedi Masters in the Jedi Temple. And now his family will not be held up as bait to get Zane. So a nice little 2-part little story to kind of wrap up that storyline too. Man, at this point, I'm just talking about at this point, 12 issues in, it is fantastic. It's no wonder that so many people loved this comic book series. All right, that's it for now. See you next time.